Hey everyone, it's Nightlight9, and in this video we're going to be doing floor 58 of the Battle Tower. To start off, we're going to take a quick look at the enemy info. We will notice that the first two waves are both weak to water, and the final boss wave we're going to be focusing on wind and earth. So, let's get into the team setup here. We're going to be using Tifa, and she's going to have Hellfire 5. I'm using Motor Drive for wind damage against the final boss. If you don't have a wind weapon, you can set her up just to do a wind attack. You could replace this fire for it. Tiger Fang's also extremely important, and again, you could use the Red 13 item or Barret with his solid bazooka in order to do the magic attack decrease, but that is going to be important for our survival. Other than that, she's got earth and she's got water. And then for sub-equipment, I'm using crystal gloves to give her more HP, because otherwise, if I put it in her main equipment, she would suffer a lot with her damage, but she needs the HP. She's got Lefko Kipseli, for physical defense and attack, and then this is just for magic defense and HP. Moving over to Aerith, she's actually going to be the all-star of this floor. Notice here I've got her heal at 2,000 and magic defense 192. That's going to ensure that she can survive just about any hit, but also use the least amount of Curagas in order to get the team back up to full HP. And so both of these weapons are set up for that, and then also sub-equipment. We're adding in Pumpkin Blaster for more heal. And then again, we also have some materias here. Like, this is my best stat on any materia that I have, plus 8% heal. So I'm using that. It's also the water damage. We've got earth, we've got wind, and using her limit break for heal as well. And then coming over to Sephiroth, I opted to go with this for ability potency, just to give him, more attack. And I'm using Nameless here for HP. Because he has pretty low magic defense. Him and Tifa has a little bit, more, but they're both pretty low. He's using Diamond Dust 5, and that's just because we're going to want to do as much damage as possible. He's got his wind, he's got his earth, he's got his water. For sub-equipment here, all free items, just stuff that gave the best stats, and that's pretty much that. So, here we can have 152,000 power, but again, it's more about what you're actually bringing into the fight. And you will see that with Aerith set up with this massive amount of heal, that's going to make things really easy. The only other thing you'll need to worry about in the final boss room is order of the kills you do. Without any further ado, though, let's go ahead and get into the fight. Alright, for wave 1 we have the Electro Rangda. Same strategy as floor 57, get on Tifa, upper shot the first one, and once she's done that, immediately switch targets. You're going to upper shot the second one, and then immediately after that, or shortly after that anyway, you're going to make sure you switch your stance, pop over to Aerith, make sure that everybody gets healed, and then after you've survive that first blast, you've got everybody at least, healed to where they're going to live. You're going to start bursting one down while making sure that Aerith gets everybody up to full. And once you get one down, the fight's pretty easy. To be honest, after you survive the first blast, it's pretty easy. So we are going to skip through the rest of this because it's extremely uneventful. And we'll get to the next wave. For wave 2, we have Thunder Bombs. And again, this shouldn't be very difficult. Same kind of strategy. I would upper shot both of them just to, make your life a little bit easier. Their Electrifying Breath is, a pretty good damaging AoE, especially because they both do it. If you can, predict it in time as you see the animation, switching stances also will help a lot. But here is where, if you have that heal as high as you can get it, whether it's 1,700, 1,800, 2,000, it really just makes your life easier. Because if you watch here, that Curaga, it heals Tifa to full, and she needed, quite a bit of HP. Like over, I think, about 1,800. And if you ever, are having any kind of problems, or if you have extra, ATB bar, just kind of let it fill, because what you want to do is once this guy starts doing explosive force, which he will do as soon as he breaks the 50% HP threshold, just start casting your waters with Aerith. If he does get the burst off, it's okay. I mean, as long as your guys have, I would say, at least 3,700, 3,800 HP, they will survive. But just clear them out, and then once you get down to 1, you rinse and repeat. Make sure you have enough water cast to be able to burst them down, and you can get to the next wave. Okay, and for the boss wave, the first thing I'm going to do is cast Solid Mana Ward on Tifa. The reason is she has less HP than Sephiroth. Sephiroth also has some ice resist, and that will really pay it forward. I'm then going to Solid Mana Ward Sephiroth, because nobody needs heals just yet, and I do have Healing Wind up just in case. As far as order of boss kills goes, Brown Elemental has to go first. The reason is he's the one that casts the attack and magic attack debuff on you, and this fight is like nearly undoable. I mean, it's such a slog if you let that guy live. So he will be the first one to go. He's also, I think, the easiest one to kill, because when he gets to the certain HP threshold, you know, he'll just explode. And then the next person, the next boss that I will do is Mame Belor. I don't know how you exactly pronounce that, but you know, the Earth guy in the middle. And so that is kind of what we're trying to accomplish here, and basically just kind of balance out with Aerith. When you have extra ATB, if there's no cure needed, right, then, you know, either Solid Mana Ward or hold a little bit, or you can get in some DPS, but just make sure that nobody's going to die if you're waiting on her bar to charge before the next Curaga. And if somebody is missing, I would say, you know, half of their health or more, I would prioritize Curaga over Solid Mana Ward at that moment. But it's definitely good, especially because, you know, the Vaser Glow will continually debuff them. So Mana Ward is always good to kind of counteract that. And this is where it's also great that, you know, Aerith just has naturally high magic defense. So she can tank things as far as magical damage from the Vaser Glow way better than anybody else. And I've sped this fight up, as you can probably tell, just because it does take a while, and I figure it's not really that interesting to watch me, you know, kind of march through it step by step. The other reason that I do the enemies in the order that I did is because both of my summons are, you know, effective to a certain degree against the first two bosses, but Vaser Glow is nearly, you know, completely immune to Diamond Dust, so I figured it's probably just a little bit easier to get out the first two. And then anytime I have Healing Wave, or I can tell that I'm really close to Healing Wave on Aerith, I will always prioritize getting in just a little bit of extra damage with her, knowing that, you know, I've got the free heal that also has the regen afterwards. And so you can see that as long as you take out Brown Elemental first, so that your damage isn't being nerfed the entire fight, this is actually considerably easier. The very, very first time that I tried this, I went for Vaser Glow first, thinking he might be the easiest to kill. But the problem is, if you're constantly being debuffed, it is just not doable. And so this is essentially the entire fight for floor 58. And if this helped you clear it, subscribe to the channel. I'll be putting out more guides for the other floors as I, you know, am able to get to them and get videos up. And leave a like if you thought this video was helpful. And as always, thanks for watching.